finish. There's Adeleke of Italy. I don't know if you remember Shericka Jackson in Tokyo leaning back in the 200. She was the clear favourite. It was Kadari who outdipped her and eliminated Shericka Jackson 5 years ago in Tokyo. There is Leonie Ponte of Switzerland goes in lane 8, and then there will of course be a huge noise for the champion from 2016 and 2018, the world champion in Doha in 2019. And I wonder what motivation there must be for Dina Asher-Smith watching her teammate Amy Hunt taking the 100, taking the headlines into focus. But she is the quickest in the world this year over the 200. Jemima Joseph, the French champion over 100 and 200 metres. And Esperanza Cladera, bronze at the World Student Games last year. Talia Prepens, 4th in the 2-women bobsleigh at the Winter Olympics this year. Which is not something you often say in athletics, but sprinting prowess is required there. Now Mujinga Kambundji wears the golden name, but the expectations for her and for us, are not huge, because she is just back after over a year out to have her first child. Poloniki Emanuelidou of Greece goes in the inside. In fact, with Dina Asher-Smith and Mujinga Kambundji here, we have the last 4 European champions, because Dina Asher-Smith 2016, 2018, then Kambundji in 22 and 24. But again, only gave birth to her first child in November, Kambundji. And has only been racing again since last month. So we'll see how she gets on, but Dina Asher-Smith will go in lane 7. And Amy Hunt in the next semi-final, then Success Edouin for Britain in the 3rd. And Dina Asher-Smith, to a roar of the crowd, gets out and will go hard over this first 100 metres, and you can see her already moving her way past Leonie Pointe of Switzerland, and Jemima Joseph of France moving nicely around the curve as well. Also on the inside, Emanuelidou of Greece, but it's Dina Asher-Smith now pulling away, 2 to go through automatically, and Dina Asher-Smith now can just start to ease a little bit. A demonstration there. I'm still here, she says. 22.48 and made it look pretty easy. And again, we talk about the motivation, Colin, because, you know, sprinters are, they love to be, it's a psychological game they play. They say, I'm the centre of attention, I'm the best. And when she watches Amy Hunt taking the title on the 100, she'll be so determined to take this title on the 200.
Yeah, and of course she has beaten Amy over this particular distance. So to run like that, to me, is just put a little gentle signal out to say, don't write me off, you've got the 100-metre title, yes, under your belt, but the 200 metres is a very different scenario. You've got to always remember that Dina has won a world title over this distance. She runs a cracking bend all the time, and this time, I've watched her carefully here, and she came off the bend well, and she seemed to just have that relaxation, didn't she? Nice controlled. She eases down from about 180 into that final 20 metres, coasts, and looks very, very comfortable, it must be said.
Well, we're talking about Dina Asher-Smith and Amy Hunt in British terms, but of course, you know, Success Edouin is the UK champion, beating Amy Hunt there. But Dina Asher-Smith, who didn't run in the 200 UK champs, and this is her event. She looked so good there.
Yeah, it's exciting for me to see Dina return this way. You know, lots of people worrying about her capabilities after the 100 metres, but never write off somebody who's won so many medals, has been a champion, and still has desire to win.
Well, it will be a new champion, or it won't be a defence of the title for Mujinga Kambundji, who's well down the field, as we expected. Dina Asher-Smith looking very, very good indeed in the first of the 3 semi-finals.
And it's ran pretty well in the national championships, and the season is rounding up nicely. Watch out for her inside as well, and 7 Young of Germany. Takad, she ran in the 100. Probably a better event. She was in the semi-final, and we both agreed, Colin and I both agreed, she can have a good start and didn't give herself the best chance to get to the final. Went well though. Came through qualifying in this 200. Amy Hunt did not do. Great reception for Amy. And then Sophia Young of Germany. 22.76 this year. Now, times are important during the 200, but Pasteur had a great indoor season, equalled her personal best at 60, ran a new national record at 200, not run that often anymore. has brought that to the outdoor season. Young Campiolo, 19 years of age, has been more of a 400 runner, but concentrating on the 200 now. Well, Roy didn't qualify in the 100 and has come through qualification of the 200 to the semi-final. And second time saying happy birthday. We said happy birthday this morning to Kivikas of Estonia, 24 today. And then Spanadu Hatsariga of Greece right on the inside in lane 2. Going to be tricky from there. Well, for Amy Hunt, this should be fairly straightforward. There's the 2 times 22.96. Thought that, you know, the semi-finals, it was good to see it being run at that sort of pace, and I think Amy will want to at least replicate that. 22.30, a season's best. Has never broken 22 seconds. You won't need to do that here. Final is tomorrow night, so they do get the chance to rest up. And just remember, not for those 3 in your camera shot there, but for some of the others, they've already raced this distance this morning. So Besture, just wonder what they're being held for. See how they over there, Colin? Oh, here we go. Waiting for the sun to go down. Oh, that happened earlier. From the outside then, Takash, you'll probably get away pretty quickly. There's Kadari and Manolidu, watch on. But Amy, very experienced now, won't be fazed by Takash getting out fast. She'll want to run a good bend herself as well, always finishes so well. Amy does get a good start, very, very good start. Already into a running, Besture going well. Is already up on Young of Germany. There's Besture and Amy Hunt at the moment, and Laura Roy of Ireland right in the mix. So only the top 2 to go through. Tomac is trying to come back into it, but it's Amy Hunt gliding away from everybody else, making this look very, very straightforward, and eases up with a 22.38. Excellent running. Big distance between herself and the others. For me, it wasn't whether Amy was going to do something like that, was could anybody else, could Besture be better than she's been? Well, the answer to that was no. And very, very impressive from Amy Hunt. 22.37, almost her season's best, and she really did just turn off the burners sort of 30 metres out. Just what she needed, Colin.
It's exactly what she needed to do. Actually, she most probably did a little more than what she needed to do, to be honest with that 22.37. But people will be watching and thinking, wow, it looks like she gets a great start around the bend in comparison to her 100 metres. Well, the real reason is that because the bend creates frequency. You can't stretch out your stride as much around the bend, so you have to increase your frequency, and that goes across everybody. So even if you're a good starter 100 metres, you still have to get rapid over the 2 around the bend, and that kind of forces the leg speed for Amy, and that's the reason why she comes off it so well. She's skillful at it, she knows the event very well, and I think one of the important things is, Steve, is when you actually run the event on the Diamond League with the best of the best, and then you get to learn the art of 200 metre running.
Well, we thought she was good. Let's find out what Amy herself thought.
Yes, Amy is with me. The commentators are just saying they thought you were good. What rate did you give yourself for that semi-final?
I would actually give that probably a good 8, solid 8. I knew I had to run it like my heat at the Worlds last year. The plan today was to put down a really, really hard turn and then kill them to 150, and no one was ever going to hang with me. So as you can see, I was trying to check the screen because I was in lane 8 and figure out who was where. So obviously save a little bit of energy for tomorrow, but I'm so strong, and yeah, I think that's my second quick time this year. Showing at the end, so exciting.
What have you learned from previous championships that is going to help you manage yourself? Because we know this is a busy championship for you now.
To be relaxed and happy, I think that's the biggest thing. I was so blessed in Tokyo because I got to share with the wonderful Amber running, and she kept me very happy and chatty and jokey. So it's just trying to stay social and not get yourself too serious, because you can kill yourself by doing that. So yeah, just trying to stay chill. My coach keeps me laughing and we have fun.
Well, keep laughing and we'll see you in the final.
See you in the final.
22-year-old from Switzerland, but younger still. Success Edouin. Actually, speaking about youth, we have 22-year-old, 21-year-old Edouin, then 19-year-old Judith Belepo-Mokobe, Germany, with very high hopes for her, studying at University of Alabama. UPB of 22.78 this season. That wasn't done earlier in the year in the American college circuit. It was at the German Championships, which she won. Victoria Fontana, World Student Games champion last year. Then Rashida Adeleke, silver in the 400 metres a couple of years ago. But hamstring injuries this year hampered her preparations for that event. She couldn't do the training for the 400. Here she is in the 200. That is Caliguri of Switzerland, and then Vilma Svensson of Sweden. Just a little bit more about Rashida Adeleke. She ran 22.80 in the Irish Championships with a headwind, which really convinced her that she could compete here. She was the last of the 12 who were pre-qualified through to the semi-finals. So Adeleke not quite where she was a couple of years ago, but still so talented. Boglarka Takac and Dalia Kadari of Hungary and Italy wait in the seats there. 22.77, 22.96. Fastest of the non-automatic qualifiers. Mokobe, I think, is going to be around and sprinting well for years to come. The 19-year-old German. Success Edouin goes outside her in lane 7. 2 to go through automatically. So Dina Smith and Amy Hunt have delivered. Can Success Edouin, the UK champion, does a look at Adeleke go out now. My goodness, we've talked about her injuries, but she still has that speed, and the Irish fans will be roaring her on. Success Edouin trying to come back into things. Hunk of Switzerland alongside her, only 2 to go through automatically. Adeleke just down to feet slightly, but holding on, and it's Edouin under pressure. Hunke coming through. Adeleke and Hunke for Switzerland. Success Edouin third place, and with that winning time of 22.43, I don't think that's going to be quick enough for Success Edouin. We'll see. She's looking for 22.77. She's looking for 22.96 actually. So she might be okay, because the second of the times, Kadari of Italy, 22.96. In fact, yes, she's absolutely fine. And she will go through to that final. Britain will have 3 in the final, but there we are. Rashida Adeleke, all those injuries, the hamstring problems, so not running the 400 here. My goodness, Colin, over the first 100 metres, she was outstanding.
She was tremendous. How about that? We can use that. Tremendous. I mean, she blasted down the block. She meant business. You know, you say that her struggles with a hamstring injury to the 400. You also reminded everybody that she did run that 22.8 into a headwind in the Irish Championship, so she knew she was in decent shape. But you have to put it in place, don't you? And even though she ran literally from gun to tape, I think she just needs to learn to just relax and just pace herself a little bit better. Don't use so much energy around the bend. Make the transition. We're coming off the bend, so from 80 metres to 120 metres a lot smoother. She'll save on so much more energy, and that in itself will make her much more dangerous in that final. But still, 22.43 is very respectable.
Well, I've known about her talent for so long, and just injuries just putting a little bit of a delay on her progress, but Adeleke is showing the raw speed that she has. She was really holding on towards the end. Again, that's, you know, training and reps and the fitness and the stamina and the strength. Success Edouin, who has run close to her personal best actually there, so she will go through at that time. But Success Edouin will go through to make it 3 British athletes in the final tomorrow night, and we can hear from her now, talking to Sarah.
Success, you have made it through. I know you're looking at the times on the board there. You're